This humble chicken KFC pot pie has a lot of ingredients. Guess how many ingredients this chicken pot KFC pie has? Come on, guess. No, you're wrong. It has over 200 ingredients. Greetings, Dr. Victor here. How are you? Everything good? Well, today you and me, we're going on a journey together. We're going to see the worst, most horrible, cancerous foods on the planet. In my opinion, of course. But feel free also to write in the comments your opinion. What do you think are the most horrible foods on the planet? So, make yourself comfortable, relax, chill, get yourself some tea in this beautiful winter time, and let's start this journey together. And we have 5 tier lists ranging from cancerous foods, so pretty horrible, the most horrible foods for your health on the planet. After that we have horrible foods, which are not cancerous foods, so it's not the worst thing for your health on the planet, but still pretty close. After this we have very bad foods, which are foods that are really bad for your health, but not on the top tier, amazing, overpowered levels as the two before. After this we have pretty bad unhealthy foods, detrimental to your health. And finally we have barely okay foods, meaning they're close to being average, so neutral foods for your health. So right here we have the stars of the show, basically the foods that we are going to be talking about today. So we have margarine, sugary drinks. Also we have sugary foods, things loaded with sugar like candy, sweets, things like that. And right here it's not just meats or meats of all kinds, it's especially meats and foods that have been charred, cooked at a very high temperature. Then we have a particular branch of these high heat cooked foods, which is deep fried foods. Of course we have hot dog, processed sugary cereal that I used to eat every day when I was little and thought was healthy. Right here vegetable oils, but not any kind of vegetable oils, these highly processed vegetable oils, canola oil, rapeseed oil. Right here is a special food. I hope you don't know the name of this food, because if you do, then I'm gonna have some bad news for you along this video. It's the KFC chicken pot pie. Right here we have French fries, also American cheese, so the most quality cheese on the planet, white bread, and basically everything with white flour, from pasta, bread, bakery items, bakery products, and things like that. And finally we have processed meats like deli meats, bacon, sausages, types of meat that are highly processed. So let's start with margarine. If I were to pick, margarine, I'm in between cancer and horrible. Because yeah, margarine is pretty cancerous, but nowadays there are 2 different types of margarine, and most of the brands that make the margarine have left behind the trans fats in the margarine. They now make it with 0 trans fats. The old-timey margarine that was full of trans fats, I would put it here, because it's horrible. It has no nutrition, no vitamins, only if they add vitamins to the margarine to make it more healthy, but highly processed, basically no nutrients, also high in trans fats. I would put it here, cancerous, 100%. But for the new recipe, it's not that cancerous, it's horrible, because it's not that high in trans fats, in the tub form, which is not that solid, so not that high in trans fats. Good. Moving on, we have sodas and sugary drinks. Again, I'm torn between horrible and cancerous, because they have no nutrition. After you can drink this every day, every hour of your life and still not feel satiated. You're not getting any type of nutrition from this, no vitamins, no nutrients, just pure calories. And that, at least in the margarine, you get some added artificial vitamins that are added in the margarine by the brands, but here there's nothing. I think sodas are cancerous, but as I mentioned, I would say diet sodas, which at least they don't have calories, they are just horrible. Sodas, cancerous, my opinion. Moving on, we have candy and sweets. I'm again torn in between cancer and horrible. Like, yeah, they are pretty horrible. They're increasing the risk of diabetes. They have little to no nutrition, but at least they have some carbohydrates. At least you can get full at some point by eating sweets. Not the same for sodas, where you can just drink every day and still not get satiated or feel full. What do you think? Are sweets cancerous or horrible? They are pretty cancerous. Of course, sweets are pretty good. They're pretty tasty. I love sweets, but because I used to be a fat kid and I just love the sweets. But unfortunately, I think it's cancerous tier. I'm thinking of some benefits that sweets give you, of course, except emotional comfort for the 2 minutes that you eat them. Yeah, I think they are horrible. Come on, what do you think? I think they are cancerous. What do you think? They are horrible or very bad? Come on, they're not very bad. They're at least horrible. I think they're cancerous, but this is just my opinion. Moving on, we have meats or foods that have been cooked at an extremely high temperature, being charred. This is bad because they make horrible compounds that have been linked to cancer, inflammation, and other negative effects to your health. Yeah, they're bad, but comparing them to the other things that we have here, which are pretty horrible and are the top tier boss level of horrible foods, I would say they are very bad. I know I like meats, I like to eat meats of all kinds, and I like that grilled barbecue flavor, but they are very bad. Now we have the special flavor of high temperature cooked foods, deep fried foods. I think you're guessing where I want to put this. Of course, it's not very bad because it's even more horrible than the charred meats. So deep fried foods also have the horrible fats and also the high temperature that they are being cooked, combined with the unhealthy fats and also the unhealthy fats being cooked at an extremely high temperature. So deep fried foods suck, and I would put them in horrible tier. Now after this we go on to the humble hot dog, which I would say it's pretty horrible because, like, did you ever watch one of those how it's made or discovery programs on hot dogs and see how they're made? It's just horrible. It's like hot dog is the equivalent of Kinder Surprise for sweets. You just never know what you're gonna get. 5 different types of meats from 5 different parts of the world. You can have some pork, you can have some pink slime, whatever. You never know what you're gonna get. The other chemicals, flavorings and preservatives and stuff like that. So let's actually see the actual ingredients in hot dogs. So they have basically any kind of meats you can imagine, combined in different proportions. Water, that's the least of my problems and concerns with hot dogs. I found this beautiful article, which I hope this is not true, but these are the worst things that people have found in hot dogs. From 2 hairs, yeah, glass, and potential mercury, a metal staple. What the hell is a metal staple doing in your hot dog? Glass shards again. What the hell? Why glass shards? Okay, so the tip of a razor blade. Now, this 100% was some job of some assassin to kill someone and slip the razor blade in the hot dog. Because I can't explain how a razor blade can end up in a freaking hot dog. A large silverfish. What the hell is a silverfish? Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna eat hot dogs, never in my life. And a dime. Well, at least you gain some currency after eating that hot dog. Anyway, so as you can see, I think you can agree with me that hot dogs are pretty horrible. Now, yeah, they are horrible and they have like surprise ingredients in them and you never know what you're gonna get. But are they cancerous though? What do you think? Hot dogs, horrible or cancerous? Let's just leave them at horrible for now and we'll see. Oh, this was a favorite of mine. Sugary cereal. Oh my god. When I was little, Sugary cereal was my friend. Cereal was my life when I was little, and I thought I was eating healthy because a happy rabbit on the packaging, and also it said nutrition, vitamins, healthy stuff. Yeah, no, they suck actually. They're full of sugar, they're highly processed. If you eat these regularly, there's an increased chance of you developing diabetes and stuff like that, and they're not nutritious. They have little to no fiber. Whole grain wheat, okay, 51%, that's actually really good. In my day, this was much lower. Sugar, glucose syrup. Okay, so the number 2 ingredient is sugar, and the number 3 ingredient is the sugar equivalent. It's not that horrible that it was in my time with horrible flavorings, preservatives, chemicals, and stuff like that. But still, it's sugary. There's little to no fiber. It's highly processed. It tricks kids into thinking that they're eating healthy and they're gonna become strong and powerful. But this is a lie, a beautiful lie. Let's move on. Now we have vegetable oils. Again, as I said, these are the worst kind of vegetable oils. Industry produced vegetable oils made from vegetable seeds like canola, rapeseed, soy, soybean oil, so not olive, coconut, avocado, more healthy oils. Vegetable oils are pretty horrible in the way that they are produced. They oxidize very easily, and when oxidized, they produce havoc in your body and produce toxic compounds that can attack and disrupt the basic functions of your cell. And they are pretty horrible. They have no nutrition, basically. They're just fats and highly processed fats. They're very cheap to make and of cheap quality. Again, I'm being torn in between horrible and cancer. At least they just have one ingredient usually in them, which is the oil. There's that, but still they're pretty horrible. What do you think? Should this be here horrible or should it be cancerous? What do you think? Let's just leave it at horrible for now. And also they're in a plastic bottle and they just leak BPA and other toxic compounds in the oil. And also you cook the oil in a high temperature and making even more toxic compounds and reactive chemicals. So no, I think this is cancer. Right here we have a surprise food. I don't know if you heard about this. It's called a KFC chicken pot pie. Now, yeah, pies are pretty bad. Fast food is pretty bad. But this is no ordinary food, my friend. What you're seeing right here, and I was blown away by this. This humble chicken KFC pot pie has a lot of ingredients. Has a humongous amount of ingredients. Guess how many ingredients this chicken pot KFC pie has? Come on, guess. No, you're wrong. It has over 200 ingredients. This little shit, this little pie right here has over 200 ingredients. And I thought it was fun to read together the ingredient list of the KFC chicken pot pie. Okay, so this is the ingredient list. So let's read it together. Chicken pot pie. So chicken stock, potatoes, carrots, peas. These are the okay ingredients, of course. Heavy cream, full starch, maltodextrin, flavors, dextrose, chicken broth, sugar, maltodextrin, salt, bleach wheat flour, partially hydrogenated soybean and cottonseed oil, cornstarch, leavening, sodium bicarbonate, not more than 2% calcium silicate added as anti-caking agent. Yeah, well, that was a mouthful. After hearing all that, what do you think of the humble pie? I think it's cancerous. I don't think ever in my life I heard of a food that has over 200 ingredients. So yeah, I think that's horrible. That's cancerous, sorry. Moving on, we have basically fries. These are pretty horrible because they have no nutrition. They're also high in carbs that are easily absorbed because of the processing of the potato. Basically no nutrition at all. High in fats, processed fats, and low quality fats that have been used a bunch of times, especially at these junk food places. Processed carbohydrates, sometimes added sugar. So they're just horrible. I see no purpose of fries in your diet. Absolutely no benefit. They're just horrible. So I think their place is right here in the second tier, the horrible tier. Now moving on, we have this American cheese. So I think this is one of the worst quality cheeses on the planet because they also have flavorings like there's always in a plastic packaging that can leak into the cheese, especially if it's hot outside. So highly processed cheese, pretty horrible for your health. Flavorings, chemicals, preservatives, sugar added many times, a whole lot of ingredients. I think it's very bad. Now we go to one of the most eaten products on the planet, bread. But right here I also add everything made with white flour. So white bread, white pasta, bakery products made with white flour. It's pretty bad because white flour is highly processed. The carbohydrates in this food absorb immediately. They very rapidly increase your glucose levels, and also they're not that nutritious. They have a lot of added chemicals, preservatives in them. Also many breads have sugars added in them because they make the bread more tasty and more horrible. I see no reason for you to eat bread for nutrition, especially white bread, so white flour. So I think it's pretty bad, so I would put it here. Now moving on to our final food, basically processed meats. So things like sausages, bacon, daily meats. Usually the problem with these is they're lower quality meats. They're also high in nitrates, preservatives, chemicals, flavorings, also many times sugar. They're not that horrible, but they are pretty bad for your health, especially in high amounts. Also, there is a link between smoked meats and processed meats and gastric cancer, especially in the Asian population. I think it's pretty bad. This is the list, so from cancerous to barely okay, and as you can see, barely okay, it was nothing. I think barely okay, I would add here bread that is whole wheat, it has some fiber in it. Also maybe the cereals that have whole grains but also dried fruit and sugar added and stuff like that. Please leave a comment on what you think is the worst food on the planet, the most cancerous food you can think of. Please leave a comment, and I'm curious to see what your opinion is. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed this video, found it interesting. Like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and if you want to see more videos like this. Remember to leave in the comments what you think is the most horrible food, the most cancerous food on the planet. I'm curious to see your response, and we'll see each other next time. Salut!